I truly, truly feel that for a lot of women, it is hard to rid your shoulders of the mom guilt. In order to travel back to the country, you gotta get your COVID test. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that has to happen. So as I'm changing flights and this other stuff, we had to schedule our COVID test that morning. And by the time we got on our flight, it was like 6 something. So we got home, was it 10:30, something like that. So obviously they're sleeping already. So waking up the next morning, I just, oh man, I woke up, I gotta make breakfast. Like, that's how I woke up, like, oh, I gotta make breakfast.
Yeah, we were in Jamaica where it was all inclusive, and basically we had this villa, and it was 2 stories with an outdoor patio and a hammock, and it was beautiful. And so we had to leave this place, which was amazing and overlooked, the bay, and we had to come back and resume life. And like, I say this gratefully because it sounds like I'm a little bit spoiled in that regard. So basically, we were trying to spoil ourselves one time. Like I said,
especially me.
So there were friends there, and we basically said, you guys got this place to yourself. We got to get out of here.
Yeah. So next morning, it was 7 a.m. wake up, which I had been wake up early anyway, but you wake up early in Jamaica, you can kind of just lay in the bed. Like, oh, I'll just chill here look out at the ocean for an hour before I actually have to get up and process the day and do stuff. But when I'm home, like, I get up and I got to start the day. I got to get things going. Kids had school that next day. The cycle went back. So it was just a bit of a shock to jump right back into it in that way. Not like a bad shock, but just like, oh man, like, no, we're really back. For Jersey, it would have taken him probably 2 more days before he got to the point of being like, oh, when are they coming back? Because he's 4. He could be like, his uncle's here. He was having a great time with him, that type of stuff. But I was just like, we need to figure out how we're going to, and it sounds weird because I'm like, I don't, not like get away from you, because that's not really what it is, but I want you guys to know that coming from me, I want to speak for me on this. Like, I want to be able to have adult fun as well as fun with you guys and the family and the kids. I want to be able to have adult fun as well. And it's only fair that I'm still living this life for me to live my life as Ami too, not just as, you guys' mom. As they get older and maybe do or don't have kids or get married, whatever it is, that I would hate to think that they felt like their life was no longer allowed to be lived for them at all. You know what I mean? To feel like...
Well, they have to see us doing that so that, it's correct. Like, first and foremost, I am Justin McClure. I'm going to die Justin McClure. I need to live my life for me. I don't agree with the aphorism that, I live for my family. It's like, well, don't do that. Live for yourself. Yeah. Have the priorities to have beautiful relationships in your life, which is what family and kids are. It gives you a head start on that because you bring people into the world and you can manifest that. But for me, I'm living for Justin McClure because I got to die this guy. So I have to find enough desire. I have to mix hedonism with responsibility and figure out how can I best serve personal desires and be happy and also unselfishly give to others so that we all meet in this middle of like we feel like we cultivated something. And that can be hard for some people. I think for a way that I can do that is I need to have some personal time to myself. I need to go out and play golf. I need to go hit sauna, go work out, go do these things that I can like refuel and come back and be a better dad and be a better husband. And I hope that everyone agrees with that because I think everyone should live for themselves in some selfish way.
Yeah, for sure. And I say this out loud, but I also say it, I think, in what I put out there in content and in speaking to you guys sometimes. Like, I truly, truly feel that for a lot of women, it is hard to rid your shoulders of the mom guilt or those type of things. And obviously I feel the same way, which is why I even put an own barrier on myself of the 4 years, out of the blue, just because I was like, I know how I would feel prior to that. And not even that it changed now, but I just want to make sure that they know and that I know that there's still so much life to live. And yes, I live so much of my life for my kids, and I don't regret it at all. Like, they are the most important parts of your life in some way, because you're responsible for them. You know what I mean? Like, they cannot fend for themselves, so what you pour into them is all they will have sprouting as they grow up. So totally do not regret that at all. But I also, as you said, like, want to have those pieces that allows them even to see that listen, just because, you're a mom now, like, you can still have dinner with your friend. You can still have friendships. Don't lose yourself completely, because you're not going to be happy. Yeah. At some point, it will catch up to you and it will weigh you down. And, I don't want to speak for people, because maybe there are people who just feel like that's all they need, and that's totally fine. I'm just saying, from my own perspective and from what we see as a perspective, that's not a full rounded life. And your kids are going to leave you one day.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to leave you.
As a mom and dad, you should put your family first, which is kind of what we did in this situation. We came back because our kids are stressed out because we were leaving. But in the end, we have to also figure out a way to, find our own pleasures and find a balance and a medium. And I think that's the struggle as parents. You want to be a good parent, a good mom and dad. You got to put your family first. And I think that's what we did in this situation. I'm glad that we did. Our kids are all fine now, and they're glad that we're back. And this is a good story to tell. And the lesson is, right now, we might try to go away 3 days, 4 days. But if we go for 7 days, then the whole family comes. That's it. The whole family goes on the big trips. And that's the way it should be, so that our kids also have a great childhood where they're not stressed out and they have good memories, until mom and dad can figure out a way to figure out that balance. And that's the struggle of parenting. That's why we do this podcast, guys. So thanks for being here and listening or watching. Please follow, subscribe, give a comment if you like. Reach out to us. But thanks for being here, and we will hopefully talk to you next time.